I want to talk about a little bit about the vision that I had last night in a dream. Deanne, hello, welcome in. Look at my girls, my women, my sisters are showing up. I love it. I love it. So I had this dream last night. I'm going to stop shuffling really quick. It was wild. I feel like so many of us that are coming, especially to these Tuesday lives, we're clearing our vessels out. We're on the soul path. We're doing the work. We're shedding the ego. We're healing, right? We're doing the generational healing, the ancestral healing, right? And so I had this dream. There were all these little fruit fly, these little fly gnats. God, they're a pain in the asses, aren't they? And I don't know if you've ever had to deal with them or not, but they live in the sewers and the drains, you know what I mean? And they're attracted to like food and stuff. And that's where they live. And they come out of these drains, right? They come out of these caves, right? And so I was dreaming about these little flies, and I got the feeling that it was a message. They were little messengers like, hey, come follow me. I've got to show you something. And all of a sudden I saw this really massive drain, and it had like the hard grate over the drain, right? And I'm like, okay, I saw my hand picking up this massive drain, and I look inside, and it's like all of a sudden it went from a size like this to a size like this. And there was just, oh my God, there was just everything you could imagine being in drain. It felt like it was clogged up. And the wild thing was, I don't think I have it here. I have this little aqua green phone stand for my phone. And I saw the phone stand sitting in the center of all this muck. And I thought to myself, that's really weird. Well, later on, I realized my phone wasn't on the stand. It was just the stand alone. And it was spirit saying, there's messages, there's creative visions and downloads that are trying to come through, but it can't get through because there's still a bunch of muck. There's still stuff to be cleared from the vessel. There's still stuff that wants to come to the surface. And it's almost like I got this feeling of avoidance or resistance, right? So that's the channel. Oh, I'm getting chills on that. That's the channeled message that's coming through so far for this. I just feel like so many of us are, especially this week, I know is a really massive week astrologically. The nodes are changing this week. They're going from relationship-based nodes into more spiritual-based nodes, right? I know Mars is changing. We've got the upcoming full moon in Cancer coming in next week. There's just a lot of stuff happening this week astrologically that I know just from my own personal practice. I'm not an astrologer, but from my own personal practice, I know it's really a sense of, again, I'm getting like the goddesses like Kali and like the Black Madonna coming through. Like there are things that are coming to the surface through this transition, like cosmically, that must come up because it needs to be cleared so that we can, tap into those downloads that want to come in, tap in to those creative ideas that want to come in. You know what I mean? Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Lisa. Much love to you, my love. And so, that's where we stand today. It's like, I just want to say, I'm on this journey with all of you. I'm not a guru. I'm not, an ascended master. I am literally just a human being here with you, this community that I'm trying to build. And I'm on this journey with you. And so this is a message and a reading for all of us, right? I want to make this feel like we're sitting around a table and we're having this discussion and we're just all really sharing and supporting and lifting each other up. You know what I mean? Last thing before I pull the archetype, this is such a cool deal. I work with a bioresonance device called a Healy. And so this thing has access to hundreds of thousands of different frequencies. I've used it a lot in my nursing practice, working with patients and also with myself on my spiritual path. I'm going to start infusing all of my collective readings and all of my private one-to-one readings with these vibrations. The way that you're able to receive it, basically this message is being infused with these particular, I chose crystal frequencies today, guys. I'm just going to pull out my list, my notes. I chose crystal frequencies today. I asked Spirit what crystal frequencies would best support the community for these messages that are coming through today. So the way these crystal frequencies work, this is timeless. Every time you watch the video, you're benefiting from the crystals that are running right now, okay? And the way that it works, it's really freaking cool. I don't know if you've ever experienced Reiki or you've ever had anyone send you long distance Reiki, but it works very, very much like long distance Reiki. So it's tapping into the quantum field. It's tapping into the collective's energy. Like it already knows who's going to be watching the messages. So it's tapping into what we all need together as a collective. Okay. So, rock on. With that being said, the crystals that are running today are Aquamarine, which I love Aquamarine, very soothing, very calming, right? Chrysoprase is working. That is a crystal that works with our heart chakras. It helps to really connect our souls to the earth, help ground us, right? Peridot came through, which I love, love, love Peridot. Peridot in this essence is about new beginnings. It's about these ideas, these new downloads that are kind of like marinating within our souls and wanting to come to the surface. You know what I mean? And then the fourth one is Pearl. And the last one is Brazilian Amethyst. So I'll drop those deeds down the bottom as well. Let's go ahead and get after it and find out what archetype wants to come through. Spirit, big picture energy, what is unfolding for this beautiful collective community of Into the Bliss 1717, please, and thank you. Oops. The 1 just came out. All right, we're going to hold on to that. 30, number 30 could be significant to someone. All right, let's see what else wants to come out. I usually pull the archetypes before, but we're doing it all different today. Spirit's like, girl, you need to get out of your comfort zone. You need to get out of the comfort and be uncomfortable and try new things. So that's what we're doing. Oh my gosh. Come to the edge, baby. Come to the edge. Here we go. Ooh. Ooh, this is really interesting. Okay, so, bottom of the deck, the sword. I feel like that's like the sword of truth is what's coming in. I'm not going to josh. I want to pull the book out. Look at this one, the 1. The 1. Number 1 is all about new beginnings. 30, any number in numerology, any number that ends in the 0 is a God-protected number. So I feel like this is giving me like the energy of like the sun, but it's like the spiritual sun, the Sirius sun, right? With these rays coming out and this big, big light in the middle. It's like 1s are about new beginnings. You know what I mean? The bottom, the other one that came out here was the fault line. The fault line. Obviously, that's giving me the energy of earthquakes and things are breaking up, things are shattering, things that are no longer, it's like we've got to stir things up. Like I was just saying, coming out of the comfort zone. I want to take a minute and find these in the book because I feel like it's really important. Let's see. Now I'm not going to be able to find it. Okay, so the fault line. There it is right there. And how about, what is this one? The 1? How come I can't find the 1? Oh, there it is. The self, the 1, the self. 121, let's do that one. Oh, I opened up right to it. God, Spirit's freaking awesome. I opened up right to it. That's so freaking cool. I love that. Non-duality, one love. Unus mundus, one love. Our ability to experience this archetype firsthand is limited. It comes in brief and potent moments that we are left to savor for a lifetime. The 1 is both, I'm going to hold this up while I read it, my loves. The 1 is both the energy that unites all living beings and our capacity to sense this intimate union. This archetype eludes us most of our lives, appearing as a concept in a distant galaxy. Yet when we are in the midst of its power, a solemn reverence falls across all the land. We glimpse ourselves in the vastness of all consciousness and are neither small nor large within that field. We are neither important nor unimportant. All duality fades away, and we are left with what is the precious knowing that life is a gift, and we are both the giver and the receiver of this fortune. So, in its light attributes, because everything has light and dark attributes, right? In its light attribute, it says serves, loves, accepts, and resonates. In its dark attribute, ignores, omits, and excludes. The unity of existence. I love this. So I feel like that definitely rings true to what I was talking about, the drain and clearing out the vessel and these creative ideas and downloads wanting to come through, right? It's almost like I feel like there's definitely another layer of ego shedding happening. The last weeks of the readings have been all about getting to this point, this place of really shedding through these layers of ego that have really been truly holding us back, these limiting belief structures, right? And I feel like when we're talking about interconnectedness and being one with everything, like I love and care for all of my brothers and sisters of the world, right? And I was speaking earlier about this giving me the energy of the spiritual sun. So that makes sense. It makes sense that's coming through. I want to read up on the fault line now too. 161. Interesting. The fissure, the crack. Here, we're going to go ahead and hold this up while I read this, okay, my loves? All right. And whatever's coming through to you intuitively on this, please take that. Share it in the comments with me if something's coming through for you as well. So the fault line, the fissure, the crack, the weak link. Imagine walking across a frozen lake that begins to crack before your eyes. No matter how optimistic and brave you might be, panic ensues. You become fearful and tense and long for stable ground. Such is the energy of the fault line. It's the energy of walking on eggshells, of precarious dynamics, of sensing that what is ready to break open into chaos. It's likely this cracking open is overdue, as fault lines develop slowly and naturally from underlying elemental pressures. This card comes as a potent warning not to deny the shakiness that's afoot. It's much better to prepare yourself for change than to walk along the fault line pretending all is well. There is no easy fix for the situation at hand. It will require a foundational shift that alters the current dynamics from the ground up. So, redefining reality, breaking open, that's kind of what was coming through for me as I was reading this, is like, this is about like a heart opening, and I feel like whoever's watching this, I feel like you've been on this journey for quite some time. And it's just, this is one of those layers, very deep, deep, deep layers. Like this was talking about, it takes a lot of time for this fault line to form, right? And so I feel like when I was talking about the drain, the dream that I had about the drain, right, and the flies, I think I spoke on the fact that there was a feeling of avoidance. There was a feeling of hesitance or not facing something within. You know what I mean? So that actually makes a lot of sense. Let me just chime into the sword really quick. I love this book. I love this deck. Let's see. This is definitely going to be a tool. The sword is a tool. 189. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. This will be the last one that I read. Oh, that's so funny. The vessel is right underneath it, clearing out the vessel. What have I been talking about? Okay, so the sword, the knife, the blade, the weapon. To use the sword is to decide. The blade separates one reality from another. The choice is made and all else falls away. If you find the sword in your grasp, you can no longer hesitate. This weapon requires a clear and decisive mind and a willingness to act. An onlooker may think the sword bearer is hasty and violent, but the most compassionate and responsible gesture is one that is honest, swift, and accurate. Our first encounter with the sword is at birth, when the cord we share with the mother is cut. This moment defines our separation from her and begins our journey of becoming ourself. Wow, this is really, really powerful. We must make these cuts again and again if we are to grow. Decisions shape our life, and the sword is an infinite shaper of destiny. So cutting through what is essential, again, getting into that drain, getting into the depths of that drain and facing the muck that is in the drain and clearing that drain out so that we can really unearth that cosmic wisdom, the nuggets that want to come to the surface, those creative ideas that want to come up and marinate and they want us to actually bring them in to reality. You know what I mean? So how freaking exciting is that? Let's go ahead and, okay, hold on a second. Spirit's like, wait. I feel like there's an angel message that wants to come through on that. Hold the phones here. What do the angels have to say about the overarching big picture energy, please and thank you? What do the angels have to say about the big picture energy, please and thank you? I'm totally like freeballing this so much. Like this isn't like any kind of structure or flow that I ever do. So yeah, I just felt called to say that. This is me coming out of my comfort zone. And if I can do it, so can you. All right, what messages do the angels have about this big picture energy, the overall message for today, please and thank you? I'm hearing coming into union. It could be coming into union with your soul, it could be coming into union with someone else, coming into union with your soul's destiny or your life purpose, right? 3, 2, and 1. Oops. Oh, wow. I like that. Abundance, be assertive, and success. Bottom of the deck, if you believe. I really like this. So this is about unearthing your abundance. This is about, I feel like maybe what you're clearing from your vessel is, low self-esteem. Maybe you have issues with worth. Maybe you have issues with lack or scarcity or poverty, right? And that can definitely stem into generational patterns that you may be breaking and even go as far back into ancestral patterns. So I really, really like seeing that when you clear that vessel out, you're heading towards abundance. I really, really like that. Being assertive is way different than being aggressive, right? See how she's got that mask? It's like, take the mask off and let yourself be seen. Speak up for yourself. Speak up for what you believe in with conviction. You know what I mean? It's like, you know who you are. Step into your real power. You know what I mean? I feel like when you're able to own who you really, truly are and like let yourself be seen, again, assertive is not aggressive, I feel like it's just like you're going to attract that abundance, right? It's like success is imminent. Success is imminent. So I really, really like that. All right, let's go ahead and dive into